Balance, justice, unparalleled charm. That's how you know Libra, isn't it? The diplomat of the zodiac, the one who always seeks peace and harmony in any situation. But what if I told you that behind all this apparent harmony lies a complex side and a shadow that can transform the gentlest mediator into the most subtle manipulator of the zodiac? Get ready to meet the Libra that horoscope sites don't tell you about. The true face of the scales will be revealed. The popular image of Libra is that of an intrinsically good sign, a natural peacemaker who navigates social environments with grace and ease. Indeed, people born under this sign are often described as sociable, rational, and balanced. They have a natural ability to make friends and are known for their kindness, diplomacy, and an infectious optimism that attracts people. Their pursuit of justice is one of their greatest qualities, reflected in their ability to weigh different points of view and seek solutions that benefit everyone involved, acting as excellent mediators in their personal and professional relationships. The root of these characteristics lies in its astrological rulership. The sign of Libra is ruled by the planet Venus, the star of love, beauty, and harmony. This planetary influence grants Libras a refined aesthetic sensitivity and a deep appreciation for all that is beautiful, from art to human relationships. A love of beauty is undoubtedly a positive attribute, but its excessive manifestation can create a dangerous distortion. The search for an ideal world, perfectly harmonious and aesthetically pleasing, can lead to an overly idealizing view of reality. When the world and people inevitably fail to meet these standards of perfection, frustration and disillusionment set in, marking the first point of contact with the sign's dark side. Complementing Venus's rulership, Libra also rules the seventh house of the birth chart, which symbolizes the other, partnerships and relationships. This astrological position explains Libra's strong need for a partner, a kind of complement to feel complete. The energy of the seventh house is one of projection, where the person tends to describe the other from their own perspective. This dependence and the incessant search for external balance can become fertile ground for insecurity and the manifestation of the shadow. Thus, the search for a partner who complements their existence, one of Libra's greatest motivations, is at the same time the source of their vulnerability and their potential feeling of incompleteness when without the other. One of Libra's most well-known characteristics is their notorious indecision. This indecision, however, is not a mere whim. It is the manifestation of a deep, paralyzing fear. Libras have the ability to intensely see and weigh all the pros and cons of each option, which leads them to feel paralyzed in situations that require quick decisions. The origin of this paralysis is not a lack of clarity about what they want, but rather the need to please others and the fear that their decision may disrupt harmony or cause disapproval. This aversion to conflict is a defining trait of the sign. Represented by the scales, Libras seek balance and avoid direct confrontation at all costs. They believe that confrontation is a destabilizing force that threatens the peace they so value. However, this avoidance of conflict doesn't solve problems, it only postpones them. The fear of displeasing everyone and engaging in conflicts causes Libras to hide their true feelings, acting with a convenient falsehood to keep up appearances. The irony is that by doing so, Libras accumulate silent resentment, creating an internal conflict that sooner or later will manifest in more subtle and destructive forms. The chain of events is clear. The positive trait of weighing all options becomes paralyzing indecision. The root of this paralysis is the fear that the choice will cause disharmony in the other person. To avoid this confrontation and potential disapproval, Libras adopt a posture of artificial conciliation, where the truth is hidden to maintain external peace. This mask, or fakeness for convenience, is a form of passive manipulation that, while seemingly harmless, denies authenticity and ultimately poisons relationships and the person wearing it. The result is that while Libra's external world may appear harmonious, their internal world can be a cauldron of unresolved frustrations and resentments, paving the way for other shadows to emerge. The accusation that Libra can be manipulative is a controversial and widely discussed topic in astrological communities. However, rather than being blatant manipulation, Libra's skill of persuasion can be used to influence others and achieve their goals, often without considering the consequences of their actions for those involved. This ability to subtly divert the truth is compared to Gemini's duality and can be used to twist things their way without the need for direct confrontation. Libran manipulation, therefore, is not an act of pure malice, but a tool to achieve peace and harmony, even if false, without the need for fighting. A strong appreciation for aesthetics ruled by Venus can manifest itself in a dark way as an excessive concern with appearance and vanity. While self-care is a natural trait, this concern can lead to superficiality, where the depth of relationships is sacrificed for an obsession with prestige and aesthetics. This constant pursuit of external perfection can manifest itself in considerable time and investment in personal care, often to the detriment of caring for the inner world and deeper relationships. The dark side of Libra can be dangerous, leading to aesthetic excesses and a focus that neglects other internal aspects of beauty. This preoccupation with image can be an escape strategy. If reality isn't perfect, at least appearance should be. The connection between manipulation and superficiality is direct. An aversion to confrontation, discussed in the previous section, leads Libra to avoid force and instead use diplomacy and persuasion to get what they want. In its most distorted form, this skill becomes manipulation. Libra doesn't need to blatantly lie, but can subtly steer the narrative so that the situation is resolved peacefully, often on their own terms. Superficiality, in turn, is the outward reflection of this idealized pursuit. If reality is imperfect, Libra may focus on creating a perfect facade, disinvesting in the true depth of their relationships and their own essence to maintain this image. This is the most intriguing and revealing point of the journey through Libra's dark side. The search for harmony is the sign's greatest mission. However, paradoxically, Libras can find themselves constantly embroiled in conflicts and thorny disputes, without understanding the reason, since all they wanted was peace. The explanation for this enigma lies in the very function of the peacemaker. A peacemaker's task is to pacify others. Now, if there is no war, there is no need for a peacemaker. The search for harmony is not just a desire, it is Libra's existential purpose. The paradox manifests when this harmony is achieved, and Libra unconsciously loses its central role. The absence of conflict represents for them the absence of a function. To fill this void and restore their sense of purpose, Libra's shadow can manifest itself, generating the chaos they so detest, creating crises to feel needed and to have the opportunity to exercise their greatest skill, restoring balance. The thesis is that a negative Libra can even separate people rather than reconcile them, acting as a troublemaker and divisive, to secure their position of dominance or to exercise their role as mediator. The essence of Libra is not peace, but balancing act peace is the result. But the process of pondering, measuring, and harmonizing is what gives meaning to the sign. Thus, the Libran mind is constantly searching for points of imbalance. The paradox becomes a shadow when this search becomes an end in itself. Instead of finding chaos and bringing peace, Libra may feel compelled to generate chaos so that it can then intervene and play its role as peacemaker. This is the point at which light becomes shadow, where the pursuit of peace becomes the source of war. The journey through Libra's dark side reveals a sign far more complex and multifaceted than the popular image suggests. Indecision, which seems like a simple flaw, is actually the manifestation of a fear of displeasing. Manipulation is not inherently evil, but a distortion of diplomacy. Superficiality is the shadow of a deep appreciation for beauty. And the paradox of the peacemaker who creates conflict is the core of Libra's complexity, revealing that the search for harmony is so central that in its absence, the sign can generate the very imbalance it feels compelled to correct. Understanding and recognizing the shadow side of a sign is not a judgment, but a vital opportunity for growth and evolution. The shadow holds the keys to self-acceptance and personal development. For Libras, the journey to the light involves accepting conflict as a natural part of life, learning to express their truth without fear of disapproval, and cultivating inner beauty with the same dedication they dedicate to their outward appearance. The complexity of the archetype can be summarized in a table. To truly understand where Libra's energy manifests in your life, analyzing your complete birth chart is essential. The house where Libra is positioned in your chart will reveal the areas of your life where this energy, whether in the light or shadow, manifests. Understanding these dynamics is the first step in transforming shadows into opportunities for growth. Which of these Libra traits do you most identify with, whether in yourself or someone you know? Leave your comment and let's continue this conversation. Your story could help illuminate someone else's journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive into astrology, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Every week, a new sign, a new secret.